Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and welcome back to another video that is brought to you through the EA Game Changers program. I was provided with an early access code to Dream Home Decorator. I always want to call it designer. Also, yes, I look like a scientist. I didn't mean to, I just threw this shirt on because I was going out before. I'm gonna take it off because I feel like I'm cosplaying a scientist. But the pack might actually be out by the time you're watching this because I have had such a busy day. So I do apologize. I wanted to get this video out before the release, but as you lot know, I did create a sim for the new pack, and then I also went through the gameplay and things like that. And I want to basically talk about my thoughts and feelings towards this pack. It's like strong suits, it's not so strong suits, and just split up all the different elements within the pack so it's a little bit easier to like basically understand how I feel about it, the good and the bad. And I hope this video is helpful. I'm sorry to anyone who is watching this after they have actually bought the pack. I might just title it, "Watch this before you buy Dream Home Decorator." So the logical place to start is create a sim. Obviously, we have the new likes and dislikes. I know most of them came with base game, but the decor one actually came with this pack. I will say they do actually react to decor. I know that Sims do not react to colors whatsoever. Sim Guru Jill actually said on Twitter that they didn't want it to be super overwhelming, like Sims reacting all over the place, which I kind of get, especially like if you have like a room with so many different colors in, like I can understand, but the decor they will actually react to, and they'll kind of do like a, "Oh, I hate this," and they'll have like a little, not an interaction, but they'll have an idle sort of animation that they do if they don't like something. That's what I noticed anyway. Obviously, when it comes to actual creator sim, I can't say that the men get a good range of stuff because they just don't. Honestly, this is a running theme with The Sims 4. I like that we get a lot of feminine tag clothes, but I feel like the men should also get the same amount. I feel like more effort needs to be put in when it comes to masculine Sims. And also, toddlers and children were also very disappointing. I wasn't surprised by that because, I mean, the gameplay of this pack is literally a career, so it's only for young adults and above. So it didn't surprise me that kids and toddlers didn't really get anything exciting. Honestly, nothing really stood out to me other than the jumpsuit that we got, and I think that's just because it's very much my style. Some of the dresses were quite cute, but I don't think Create a Sim is a standout of this pack. I also don't think it was like as much as we've gotten in previous game packs. At least it didn't feel like it. I'm not sure on the actual numbers. Whereas obviously build and buy mode is like the shining glory of this pack. I feel like if you aren't buying this pack for the new career, you're absolutely gonna buy it for build and buy mode if build and buy mode speaks to you. So the furniture that we get, the modular furniture, and also the fact that we now have sectional sofas are two of the main selling points of this pack, which, I mean, they work really well. I did have fun creating some stuff, and I'm not even like a builder. I do love interior though. And like finally being able to have actual walk-in wardrobes that you can interact with, your Sims can actually get changed in, like that is a good thing for me personally because I quite like adding walk-in wardrobes. Like those base game clothes that weren't working as a wardrobe or a dresser, they are now working. Well, those base game ones aren't, but in this pack you get clothes that do actually work like a dresser or a wardrobe. So that I can see literally being the second selling point to the career. I will say though, like so many people are like, "Oh my god, there's so many objects in build and buy mode," but keep in mind literally everything has like two swatches or like two different variants of it, not really swatches. So there's like an angular set of furniture which has like sharp corners, 92-degree angles, and then there's the second version, which has like all curved variants. So I do feel like the catalog is quite bloated. So I mean that all of this stuff is included, but like it does bump up the amount of numbers are in it because there's two variants of each. We also have two kitchens and they include like full kitchens and also the cupboards, which is quite nice. I know builders are going to enjoy that. They both are very modern. However, the build and buy mode is super cohesive in this pack. I can't like chat shit about build and buy mode because the Sims team have finally matched swatches between everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So kind of like the curvy furniture matches a lot of like the more modern stuff. Like you have different colors. You also do have blacks, whites, and wood tones in most things throughout build and buy mode. And then the like more higher end stuff has like way more like natural tones to it, so it has a lot of woods and like whites and sage greens and stuff like that. So I absolutely cannot chat shit about that because I think the cohesiveness was great between the build and buy mode items. However, not as many build items as I would have expected. There's like 1 or 2 doors and there's not really like any windows. There's not really anything new in build mode, which I know we just got a build kit, but these two things are very different in like fashions and stuff. So it's a little bit strange that build mode wasn't a little bit better. I feel like most of the stuff is contained in buy mode. Obviously there is the routing issues with the sectionals with the chaise longue because my sim had to like get up to turn on the TV to then sit back down and like rerouted himself. Also, obvious disappointment on my part was the fact that chaise longues actually work the same way as relaxing on the bed does, which means your Sims can't talk to one another if they are on one of these. They just have to sit and watch TV. They can't read a book, they can't cuddle, they can't like do the things that you would probably expect them to do because it just uses the same animation of relaxing on a bed. I still hope that that's upgraded in the future. I hope we get an update that like allows you to do different things on a bed, like sit and cuddle and make out and stuff. Also, I am happy to hang up the mid-century modern like hat for a while. I've said this about Creator Sim, in which I'm like good to hang up the warm and cozy stuff for a while and also like the athletic leaning stuff. I am now feeling that way about mid-century modern in build and buy mode. We don't need any more of it for at least a little while. And then obviously the gameplay portion, which is the career. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Kids get the like children's tent, but that's not really gameplay. That's just like a cute object that your Sims can like play with. Apart from that, it is just the career. I will say, which is why I also wanted to make this video, the issues and the bugs that I ran into throughout my early access, the 2 like minor ones that I saw, which were jobs actually like cancelling out after you had done the renovation, you being paid straight away but not getting to like interact with the Sims at all, and also the like reveal trailers, the little videos with the before and after photos not playing. They did seem to be caused by MC Command Center. I took it out of my game, I repaired my game, and then I've started like multiple saves with like no MC, and I haven't run into any of those issues. So I do think it was very likely that those 2 were done by MC Command Center, which makes sense because MCC hasn't been updated for this pack. It's been updated for the patch, but not actually the release of this pack. So there might be some like UI changes in it, which was stopping the reveal video. However, when you get into the higher career in level 9, you actually get a new job, which is level additions, not a renovation. The renovations work perfectly. The level addition, which is only available from level 9, I actually found out the cheat. It is careers.promote space interior decorator altogether, just in case you wanted to know. I cheated my sim up in a brand new save after repairing my game, leveled him up to a level 9, had him go do the level addition, and it still wouldn't work in my game. I added stairs. I used control to place the stairs because some people were like, maybe the placement of the stairs is messing with you being able to build. That wasn't the case. It wouldn't let me build on any level, not the second, not the first, not the third, which was the top level, which I was restricted to. I did tweet about this. SimGuru Ninja did get back in touch with me. He actually wasn't having the issue in his game, which, I mean, is fair and valid. Like, everyone's saves are different. However, I did start 3 different saves after repairing my game, and I did run into it in every single save. I can't say that every single person who buys this pack is gonna run into that same bug. When it comes to the actual career, the gigs, I mean, the gigs are what you make them, truly, because there's actually no restriction on the gigs. Like, even when you get one that says it's for a specific room, technically you don't even have to make over that room. It's literally just down to your imagination, which, I mean, I get, because, like, it's sort of like, well, you get the creative freedom, you're the interior designer, but not having it locked to a room feels weird. But I guess there's no way for the game to know, like, whether this is a kid's bedroom, whether this is a bathroom. So you could get a gig that says, hey, I want a bathroom renovation, but in reality, you could, like, make over the whole house. And as long as you're, like, going off the likes and dislikes, there's not really anything, like, telling you that you can't do that, which I do find strange. And there's also no restrictions. Like, say if you do get a kid's bedroom, there's, like, no list of items that you need. It doesn't even say, like, I need a bed. Like, I think if they had given you items that you needed to put in a room, obviously that would have helped, because I feel like people are just going to go to these gigs and be like, wait, what? Like, I could build anywhere, and it is overwhelming. Like, I, for example, got one of a photo studio, but all I had to go off was their likes and dislikes, and photography wasn't even mentioned as a like. Like, imagine if you had randomly rolled a dislikes photography for a photography studio. It would have made no sense. Like, I would have been like, I am cancelling out of this gig. There's absolutely no way that I can, like, produce a photography studio without having, like, photography items in there. So that feels a little bit strange, for sure. I also did find when you were doing gigs, even though it tells you the likes and dislikes, and you can click on them to see what they are tagged as, like what's included in those likes and dislikes, if you go back to the catalogue, it's really hard to remember what Sims dislike. Because if you think about it, if I'm renovating a kitchen and I just so happen to, like, use a kitchen that falls under a tag that they dislike, I'm not gonna know. Some of the tags I've never even heard of, so I genuinely don't know what's included under them. And one of you lot, Amber, actually suggested that if they were color-coded in the Build and Buy Mode catalogue, that would have made it so much easier. Like, if they had a red outline around them to say, hey, I don't like this, that would have made my life so much easier whilst doing this career, because the chances are you might pick something that they dislike purely because you don't remember the tag. And there's no way to, like, say to the game, like, hey, don't show me these items. Like, if you click the dislike, it just shows you what they dislike. But then if you go into your normal buy catalog, it's all listed there anyway. There's no, like, reference to say, hey, this is an item that these Sims really don't want. So that definitely got confusing as well. I would just, like, double check maybe on the dislike before you actually complete a job, just to make sure that the items you have used aren't something that they hate, but that's a little bit of a ball ache, if you ask me. However, I did actually find out that before you accept a gig, so don't even, like, accept a gig from anyone, if you actually go through Manage Worlds and, like, edit a family up, you can actually choose their likes and dislikes, and then when you do finally accept a gig from them, it will choose from the ones that you chose. If you load into a gig and then try and do it through cas.full edit mode and try and give them likes and dislikes that way, it won't work because they've already technically rolled their likes and dislikes. So if you want to keep it canon, if you want to keep your storylines going, if you don't want Tinker to hate handiness, which is what actually happened in my early access video, then I would suggest going into the families that you really care about and that you know you're probably gonna end up renovating at some point before you even accept a gig and give them likes and dislikes if you want to stick with your own storylines. I know it's a little bit of an effort. Honestly, I might take one for the team and I might do just like a save file and upload it with like no custom content whatsoever, but just give the Sims likes and dislikes. If that's something you'd be interested in, maybe let me know, because I would definitely find that super therapeutic. But I'm also scared that people are going to disagree with me on the likes and dislikes, and then everyone's just going to be mad at me. I also know the biggest question that people have when it comes to the career is it repetitive? Will I be able to replay this? And honestly, I guess if you like decorating, and especially if you're gonna take it seriously, then I feel like that's when you'll get the most fun out of the career. Because if you're just doing it as like oh, no one really cares, like it's only based off the likes and dislikes anyway, so why am I even trying? Like, technically I'm not really locked to anything, so I could troll them. I think trolling is fun for like specific families or like for a specific save if you want to play it that way. But I think if you actually like follow like the stories and your imagination, that's where you're going to get the most use out of this pack. I still firmly believe that the players who wanted this were already doing it. Like, people were already sorting out townies, rebuilding their houses, renovating their houses, making them look more lived in, giving them like favorites, giving them more personality. I truly think the people that this pack actually like gives off a good vibe to were already doing it in the game. So it's that question of, do I want to spend £20 or $20 to purely get money off this? Because even the career unlocks, like, you obviously unlock more different types of gigs, but all you really get is a couple of items and also some clothes. So I think you just have to think logically, like, am I gonna get use out of this pack personally? Whilst I was doing it, I was having fun, and I will say, it took me to lots and like families that I didn't really care about, but then once I actually started doing those things for them, I started to care for them a little bit, and I wanted to give them that personality, but that was on me. It wasn't the game like telling me what I could do. And I do also feel like there is a good range. Like, there's different hobbies that sort of influence things, which can work weirdly with the likes and dislikes. For example, there's ones for like photography studios, kids' bedrooms, baby bedrooms, like some people want nurseries, bathroom renovations, kitchen renovations, and then also all of those things also as additions. So I do think there's a good like pick of gigs. I do feel like the budgets can be quite limiting, and also there is a little bit of challenge when it comes to them liking it or not. I definitely felt like there was some rooms that I did where I was like, oh, they're gonna love this, and then they walked in and absolutely hated it. It does seem a little bit random, I will hold my hands up and say, because I definitely did a couple, and I know I didn't put any stuff that they disliked in the room, so it was just like they randomly decided to dislike it, which I like because it adds a bit of challenge, and I will say that. However, if they don't like something, you just straight up get 0 simoleons for it, which I'm not actually too fussed about. I would prefer it if there were some middle ground, because like you can spend, especially if you're doing like a level renovation, you can spend hours on one of these, and then all of that work just goes to waste because you don't get any simoleons for it. So I don't really know what the game like decides that they like and dislike, because sometimes it feels like the preferences didn't really have any effect whatsoever. So at the end of the day, do I think this pack is worth it? Obviously that bug with the level addition is very, very annoying and can actually damage your designer's reputation. So I would say if you are getting this pack, avoid them just until we know for sure whether it's going to affect your save or not. I guess if it does it once, then you kind of know not to accept them anymore because you've probably been hit by the same bug that I had in my game. And I honestly think, like, if you like the build and buy mode furniture, that's probably where you're gonna get the most value for money. Does it feel like a game pack at the end of the day? Not really to me, because like the gameplay that we get for it is a career, but it's based upon build mode, which we've had in the game for 7 years. And I still think the people who this kind of gameplay actually like adds to, they were already doing it. So this one's a really tough one. I know it's divided the community so much. Like, some people love it. Personally, it's not my jam, but I mean, that was gonna be the case because I'm a gameplay simmer. I love being able to tell stories, and whilst yes, this is like fun for a side hustle and a career is not what makes a game play a story for me. So for me personally, I think the biggest win is the build and buy mode furniture, quite honestly. Let me know what you think. Will you be picking it up? Will you be holding off a little bit? I would love to hear it. I will try and keep you all updated on that bug if me and Simaguru Ninja, like, if I get any more information on it, I will let you know, like, over on my community page or something like that. Once again, I hope this video was easy to follow. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'll try and get back to as many of you as possible if I do know the answer for it, or if you just need clarification on anything. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Bye now.